Man, I really wish I had the best trail camera in the world. Oh wait, I do. It's an Exodus trail camera, guys. Do you want one? We're gonna give one away. Simple as this: like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and comment for extra entries. If you're a subscriber, long-term subscriber, you know the drill. You know how this works. If you're new, that's how you do it. Simple as that. We're gonna give one of these bad boys away. If you want to win, like, comment, and subscribe. Free camera? Why not?
All right, guys, so today we want to jump into access a little bit more. So everybody talks about, worry about access when you go into your property, worry about access, make sure you're paying attention to access, and we'll get into what that means, but we're going to take it a step further, and I'm going to give you some really solid tips as to what you should do when you close in on the final steps to your tree stand, the final 100 yards or so, okay? Like I said, everybody's always thinking about access and access direction and, putting the wind in your favor at all times. But there are some things that you should absolutely be doing as you get closer to the tree stand that most people probably aren't thinking of, and it likely gets them busted. So before we get into that, we are booking clients right now. Go to whitetaillandmanagementservices.com, hit the contact tab, send us a message. If you'd like to book a visit, we will book up this year. It goes that way every year. If you want to learn more about how to basically hold more bucks on your property, how to make more money on your property, have a constant flow of income on your property, where to put the stands, where to put the trail cameras, the food plots, everything, we can get that figured out. Number 2, eurooptic.com. Starts the E, Euro, like European. Go over there, WLMS VTX10. We'll get you 10% off of all Vortex optics. Christmas is coming. Do yourself a favor and just buy yourself an early Christmas present. And code WLM20 over at vortexoptics.com will get you money off of all of their sweet swag. So yeah, that's a no-brainer. But let's get into this axis. Okay, so just to recap what axis is, assuming you click this video because you already know, but in case you don't, basically when we talk about access routes and things like that, we always want to have the safest access route possible. Okay, I always tell clients that when you're on your way to your stand, if you think that your wind might blow at any point, even just walking to where those deer are, at any point, you can't take that access route. You have to have an alternative access route. So you want to keep the wind in your favor. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's got to be in your face. It's just got to be away from where the deer are. That is the most simple way to explain access and how to get from point A to point B to get to your stand locations as safe as possible and make them as bulletproof as possible. But now let's talk about the final approach to your tree stand, something that I've really started to pay attention to as I've hunted higher pressured ground, which I'm sure some of you are hunting, ground with a lot of does. Here's the thing, those target bucks that you're going after might not be the first deer to come to your stand. So therefore you have to be able to outsmart the deer that come to your stand first or cross your path first. So you need to walk into that stand strategically, okay? Not just putting the wind in your favor, but once I get within the last, I'd say 50 yards or so, I really start breaking down where I think these deer are gonna come from. I stop, I'll stand. A lot of times I'm running and gunning, meaning I have a stand on my back, I'm hanging and hunting. I'm new to every scenario at that point, so I'm sitting and I'm analyzing. And maybe you've never done this with your current tree stand locations, but you should now. And next time you go in there, really analyze where the deer are coming from, and is my ground scent at all going to interfere with their travel? Because if it does, before it allows you to get a good shot off, or ultimately, you educate these nosy does to come to the base of your stand, and they blow you out before the hunt, gets to prime time, well, then you kind of screwed yourself over. So what I'm doing once I get into that last 50 yards is I'm really sitting and assessing the situation, and I'm looking. So for prime example, okay, and this will be an easy one for you guys to picture. I was sitting on a field edge a couple weeks ago. And let's say I'm sitting right here and that field is all out here. Okay, I knew that these does and these deer were all going to funnel out from my left. They were going to come out and work into these beans in front of me, and they were absolutely going to be in front of me at some point. I knew that. So instead of walking the field edge in, which is the access route that I took, and it was a bulletproof access for the most part, instead of going straight in front of my tree stand and cutting in, what I did is about 50 yards away, I cut into the timber and came in behind my tree stand. So what that did is it didn't educate those deer that eventually got out in front of me and were gonna smell my ground scent. Because once they smelt that ground scent, what were they gonna do? The nosy does will always follow it to your tree stand, look up, bust you, game over. So if a doe were to do that half an hour, 45 minutes, hour before dark, then the buck's not going to make it. So you really got to think about outsmarting these other deer before you go and focus on trying to kill these mature bucks. You got to be able to outsmart every deer in the given situation. So when we talk about access, guys, really start assessing the situation as you get to that kill spot, as you get to that tree stand, that preset stand, whatever it is. It's a new place. Really assess the situation, and if it's a new spot, just assess it to the best of your abilities and say, I think the deer are going to come here. I don't want them to catch my ground scent. This is the way I need to access that stand. So really think about that next time you guys go in the stand, and I guarantee you're going to have a lot more success getting past those early deer that come out, you know, into the fields a little bit earlier, or through your spot a little bit earlier before the big bucks come out. So if you guys like these tips, you like these videos, make sure you like and subscribe. We're always doing giveaways. That's how you win the free stuff, guys. Make sure you liked and subscribe. See you next time.